It's time for high school baseball on KDAO. Tonight's game is brought to you by Hardin County Savings Bank, Hanson Family Hospital, D&B Agro Systems, Ellsworth Community College, J&T Plumbing and Heating, Eldora Hy-Vee. Now, high school baseball on KDAO.
Welcome in, everybody, here to 92.9 FM and KDAO.com. We are set tonight for South Hardin baseball. Apologies about the audio issues there for a second, but South Hardin in action tonight as they will be taking on and hosting Denver tonight, as the scoreboard is a little bit off there. We'll have that fixed for you, actually, real quick. But South Hardin in action tonight here in Eldora. As you can see on your camera, it is Little League night here in South Hardin, so all the Little League kids kind of saying their names. Some are bigger than others, as you can see. It kind of goes down the line. They're not all, 10 or under, maybe a little bit older in middle school range, but very cute night as they were all able to kind of announce their names and who they were and everything like that, as we're just about roughly 5 minutes out from the initial first pitch. Before we get this matchup underway, South Hardin coming in tonight with a 16-6 overall record, conference record-wise, 7-4 in the NICL North Iowa Cedar League, along with Denver, as this will be a conference matchup. Denver, maybe not as best or as good of as an overall record as South Hardin, sitting at 6-10, but very similar in conference record, sitting at 6-5. So 6-5 versus 7-4. You do the math. If Denver wins tonight, they would be tied in conference record-wise, and that obviously that would have some implications towards the end of the season, depending on how both teams finish out, as they would be equally in both wins and losses in that conference department. So a very crucial NICL conference matchup tonight with South Hardin and Denver. As we look at South Hardin's overall record, like I said, 16-6, so they are definitely coming in as the favorites tonight here hosting in Eldora. But like I said, Denver has had a more of a difficult overall schedule, non-conference schedule that is. So when you compare the conference schedules side by side, Denver will not be a team to overlook for South Hardin this evening. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we'll have some of the starting lineups and get you set for this NICL conference matchup with South Hardin hosting Denver. Back after this here on 92.9 FM and Radio On The Go Sports on YouTube.
At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit. Mascots are full of school spirit, and they're helping us give back to local schools. With every HCSB debit card swipe, you're helping fund school events and activities. Register today for HCSB Cash for schools programs and join us in making a difference. At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit.
Welcome back, everybody, here to 92.9 FM and Radio On The Go Sports on YouTube, along with KDAO.com. Big thank you to some of our sponsors tonight, making this broadcast possible to you of Hardin County Savings Bank, Hanson Family Hospital, D&B Agro Systems, Ellsworth Community College, J&T Plumbing and Heating, and Eldora Hy-Vee Store. We'll get to the starting lineups tonight. We'll start with the Denver Cyclones, as they are the visitors this evening. Batting first will be the pitcher tonight, number 7 in Lincoln Rothler. Batting second will be catching tonight, number 15, Cannon Beaumont. Batting third will be left fielder number 12, Ryan Dietz. Batting fourth will be third baseman number 24, Max Pagel. Batting fifth will be second baseman number 4, Braylon Moyer. Batting sixth will be center fielder number 2, Tyler Nuss. Batting seventh will be first baseman number 21, Reese Dietz. Batting eighth will be the designated hitter number 9, Jackson Hine. And batting ninth will be shortstop number 20, Merrick Moyer. And in the right field tonight, in place in the batting order for the DH will be Landon Barlett, number 6. For South Hardin, their starting lineup tonight, leading off tonight, will be number 7, center fielder Josh Spindler. Batting second will be shortstop number 2, Peyton Welch. Batting third will be pitching tonight, number 20, Casey Williamson. Batting fourth will be third baseman number 17, Garrett Anderson. Batting fifth will be first baseman number 14, Preston Dolash. Batting sixth will be the catcher tonight, 00, Bo Carpenter. Batting seventh is right fielder number 15, Gavin Starr. Batting eighth will be second baseman number 5, Colby Zoller. And batting ninth will be left fielder number 6 in Clayton Cable. Very heavy upperclassmen in South Hardin's lineup. A lot of juniors and seniors among the starters. Just the one sophomore of Josh Spindler is, I believe, an underclassman. Other than that, it is pretty much all seniors and juniors. Yeah, Spindler actually is the only underclassman a part of this roster in the starting lineup. So very heavy upperclassmen. Very much have some high expectations when they get into the postseason. Had a good overall year, and they'll be tested tonight against Denver. Quick break. Back after this, after the national anthem, here on 92.9 FM and KDAO.com.
A wound that won't heal can slow your life down, but you don't have to face it alone. At Hanson Family Hospital's Wound Care Center, our specialized team of skilled clinicians provides the medical expertise needed to support the body's healing process, limit health complications, and speed up recovery time for non-healing wounds. With personalized treatment plans and compassionate care, we're focused on helping you heal and get back to what matters most. Call 641-323-2060 to schedule an appointment in Iowa Falls. Hanson Family Hospital is healthcare you can count on.
For your commercial or agricultural projects, trust D&B Agro-Systems of Hubbard. D&B Agro-Systems is a turnkey operation for commercial and on-the-farm solutions. At D&B, they offer grain storage, handling, and dry systems for all sizes of operation. For more than 40 years, D&B has built a name of consistently delivering quality products and prompt, reliable service at competitive prices. For complete details on what D&B Agro-Systems of Hubbard can do for your operation, visit dnbsystems.com.
Are you ready to make the most of your college experience? Look no further than Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. At Ellsworth, we offer a world of possibilities with 55 different academic programs to choose from. We also offer 8 NJCAA athletic programs and 2 club programs so you can get involved in the sport you love and be part of a winning team. Ellsworth Community College is where you can experience a 4-year education in just 2 years. Ready to take the first step? Visit us online at ellsworthcollege.com for more information or give us a call at 641-648-4611. Experience Ellsworth today.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Eldora. South Hardin baseball set tonight as they will be hosting the Denver Cyclones. If you're just now joining us, thanks for tuning in here to 92.9 FM. Remember, we also have some Marshalltown softball. Should be streaming live currently right now along with us. That was game 2 of the doubleheader, so if that's not up in live streaming yet, if Chuck's not quite on air with you on YouTube, most likely game 1 maybe went a little bit longer or they're in the process of getting ready for that game 2. So just keep that in mind if you want to be tuning in to Marshalltown softball, also scheduled at 7 o'clock, but usually doubleheaders, usually game 2s are a little bit after that, as that's pretty common. Pretty much all across the state, I'm sure. But we got a good matchup tonight with South Hardin and Denver. Pitching tonight for South Hardin is going to be Casey Williamson, one of the star juniors for South Hardin, as Casey Williamson third in the batting order as well. We'll take a quick look at some of Casey's pitching stats on the year so far, as we're kind of, winding down towards the end of this season. We got pretty much halfway through next week. I think July 1st is usually kind of the date for a lot of teams in their final game of the regular season. So we're starting to wind down a little bit. This will be Casey's 5th overall start on the season. This will be a 7th game total played at the pitcher position. In terms of total pitches, he's got a pitch count of 462, which is 3rd on the team overall. As far as batting average against, he sits at a .222 average and an earned run average of 2.39. He's allowed 28 hits, 16 runs, and he has thrown 9 walks. And has a total of 33 strikeouts. That is the 2nd highest on the team, just behind Joshua Spindler at 38. So we're set tonight. First pitch thrown, bunt was shown, pulled back, as that pitch is going to be high for ball 1. Just getting underway here. Welcome again here to 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube. Bunt shown again for Denver. This is Lincoln Rothler, the pitcher tonight. Rothler, a junior for Denver. That pitch did go in the zone for strike 1, even though he pulled back out of the bunt. Ooh, has to duck out of the way of that pitch. So that's going to be outside for ball 2. Resets just leading off here. This one will be drove into shallow left field. That will get down. That'll be a leadoff hit in the top of the first for Lincoln Rothler, and a good start for the Cyclones. So a leadoff single for Rothler. Good start here for Denver on the road against the Tigers of South Hardin. This will bring up Cannon Beaumont, the catcher, number 15. He is a junior for Denver. It's not a very senior-heavy lineup. Actually, I don't think there's any seniors in the starting lineup. So it's kind of a tale of two classes, if you will. South Hardin very junior and senior heavy, and kind of opposite for Denver. Just the two juniors of Lincoln Rothler and Cannon Beaumont, which are 1 and 2 in the batting order. Other than that, it's either sophomores, freshmen, or 8th graders for the rest of their batting order and starting lineups tonight. Oh, 1 count. Quick look at Beaumont's wrist. Probably got a signal from the coach on whether to potentially lay down a bunt or potentially kind of giving a signal that maybe there's going to be a steal attempt. So probably a good decision to throw back over to first right there. He did get back and safe. And there goes the steal. Kind of maybe expected that. Here's a throw over to second. That's going to be close, and we'll get him out in time. A nice throw from South Hardin's catcher, Bo Carpenter, as he connected. I think that was the shortstop, I believe, that came over, Peyton Welch, that was able to make the grab and make the tag, and tags out the runner, stealing over from first to second. So AB still present. This is now the first pitch thrown on his AB. It's going to be a short grounder to Williamson, and throwing over to first in time for the first out. That is Preston Dolesh over at first base tonight. So Cannon Beaumont will ground out. So bring up Ryan Dietz, the left fielder, number 12, is a sophomore, and you're going to see all sophomores and freshmen and 1 8th grader, or 2 8th graders actually, in the remainder of the starting lineup tonight for Denver. So very young team for the Cyclones, pretty much the exact opposite of South Hardin. A lot of heavy upperclassmen, a lot of seniors and juniors a part of the Tigers lineup. 1-0 count. Takes that pitch. It's going to be too high for ball 2. So Ryan Dietz, batting average so far in the year, .294. 2-0 count. Dietz lays off. It's going to be outside to the left for ball 3. Ryan Dietz has four doubles on the year, plus 1 home run and extra base hits. Rest are 10 singles on the year so far. Has 9 RBIs coming into this year as well, and we are towards the back end of the season. Dietz lays off that one and did find the zone for strike 1. So we're on a 3-1 count. No one on base after the runner was caught stealing and the ground ball. This one is going to be called for ball 4, and Dietz is going to take his base over to first. So Ryan Dietz, he'll get the walk on a 4-1 count. This will bring up Max Pagel, the third baseman, number 24, is a freshman for the Cyclones. First pitch is going to be off to the right. We'll call for ball 1. Or no, in the zone, sorry. The umpire's a little bit hard to tell whether he's calling strike or not. That was in the zone for strike 1. Oh, 1 throw. That one will be low for ball 1. Just a runner on first after the initial walk. Started off with a leadoff single. Runner got thrown out of Rothler, trying to steal from first to second. And a good infield play for South Hardin. That one's going to be called just a bit low and to the right for ball 2. Two-one throw, ducks out of the way. That'll be off to the left for ball 3. Trying to find their way back here after the good defensive play, throwing out the stealing runner. Easy ground out, then a walk, just trying to kind of bounce back. That'll go off a foul ball, so a full count. Trying to get out of the top of the first. See what they can do offensively. South Hardin is going to be the favorites tonight, but remember, we've seen some upsets recently. Glabrick Rhinebeck pulling off the big upset against Grundy Center yesterday. This one is going to get chopped down. That'll drop into shallow right field, and that will keep the runner at bay over at second. But a base hit for Max Pagel, and a good at-bat for the kid. Getting him in a favorable count, 3-1. Went off foul ball, but still went back into the box and able to lay down a base hit over into shallow right field. This will bring up Braylon Moyer, the second baseman, another sophomore for Denver. First pitch in the zone for strike one. Braylon Moyer, batting average of .265 on the year so far, has a couple of extra base hits with 2 doubles, the rest being 11 singles. Moyer will pop this one up in the infield. It isn't foul territory, but the third baseman will be under it and makes the grab as Garrett Anderson makes the grab for the third out. So South Hardin will hold on defensively as Denver will get down for 2 hits, but no runs, no errors, and 2 left on after the top of the first. Bottom of the first coming up with South Hardin leading off. Josh Spindler, Peyton Welch, and Casey Williamson, they'll have their guaranteed at-bats when we come back. We'll take a short break. Back after this here on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube.
J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard has served Hardin, Hamilton, and Story counties for over 40 years. With that kind of experience, J&T has the knowledge, technology, and equipment to fix any problem you have and fix it right the first time. Plus, they do it at an affordable price. J&T's professional staff's priority is outstanding service and taking care of their customers' home. That's why the next time you have a need for plumbing, heating, or drain and sewer services, one call does it all. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard. Online at jntplumbing.com. Is owned and operated by Wink Services.
Excuse me. Welcome back, everybody. Here to Eldora Radio 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube. I appreciate you guys hanging out and tuning in to some South Hardin baseball tonight. I know it's a big night in the sports world. World Cup obviously continuing on. United States will play later on tonight. Thankfully, the times do are in the favor of our game tonight, as the United States will play at 9 o'clock this evening, so won't have to worry about that really getting in the way. So after this matchup tonight, I can rest easy, watch a little United States soccer tonight. Remember, that matchup will essentially kind of mean nothing for this evening. Both teams, United States has already won the group statistically, and Turkey is actually already technically eliminated from the World Cup, so both teams aren't really playing for anything, but it's a World Cup game. It's the United States. People are going to watch, obviously, and should be a fun matchup. Appreciate you guys tuning in to baseball here tonight. Remember, we have I believe one more matchup tomorrow for, I think we got some softball tomorrow with us here at KDAO, as I believe that's Colonesco. I'm going to double check that actually for you real quick, as we'll have some softball tomorrow on Friday, and then we're going to pretty much wrap up the regular season next week. I think July 1st is when pretty much, I think a lot of teams are kind of wrapping up, at least at the lower levels. We are going to go beyond July 1st, actually. We'll have a matchup July 2nd with Grundy Center and West Marshall softball. And then we'll have Marshalltown baseball on July 6th versus Nevada. And yes, we are having Colonesco softball tomorrow, as they will be taking on North Tama on the road in Traer. And then also next week we'll have some North Tama baseball on the road to take on BCW. Baxter on the road to take on Colonesco for baseball next Monday as well. And then we'll have some East Marshall, West Marshall softball, Colonesco, BCLUW softball, and Glavick Rhinebeck and North Tama baseball still on the schedule. So next week we'll wrap it up. Pretty much we'll have another matchup after the 4th of July with Marshalltown baseball, but then that will be it for the regular season. Postseason will be soon to follow. 2-2 count. Takes that pitch of Spindler, as we have a full count. Remember, the pitcher tonight, Lincoln Rothler, for the Denver Cyclones. Let's take a quick look at his stats after this at-bat here. Josh Spindler is going to put this one down. It'll be a ground ball. Third baseman's going to come over, scoop it up, throw it to first. I think he's off the bag. That'll be called safe. Hard to tell if he maybe stepped off the bag or it was just Spindler there in time. And that would be a key distinction, whether it would be a potential error or an actual ruled base hit. I think I'm just going to have to go off my judgment. I think he did get there in time. So I think I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and give him a base hit. But do remember, this is all based on my judgment and opinion. I'm not the official stat keeper, so if you disagree with one of my error or hit calls or whatever it may be, remember, it is not going to be officially marked down as that into the stat sheet. This is Peyton Welch. First pitch does go off the shoulder of Welch, so he will be hit by the pitch, and he'll make his way over to first. So that's a quick start. This will be a quick start for South Hardin. Puts runners on first and second. This will be Casey Williamson up to bat next, the pitcher tonight. So big spot No outs, runners on first and second after the leadoff single and a walk being hit by the pitch. Spindler on second, Welch over on first. Williamson, ducks out of the way of that pitch. Almost went off the helmet. That would have loaded up the bases, but obviously you can't blame a guy from ducking out of a way of a 70-mile-per-hour ball coming right at you. Or however fast it may be. 1-0 count. This one, that time, will be in the zone for strike one. I will say this umpire, very slow to his strike counts, I will say. Takes about maybe 2 full seconds before that finger comes up. One and one count. That one will be too high for ball two. We'll see if we can take a quick look, like I mentioned before, at Lincoln Roethler's pitching stats on the season so far. Well, this would be driven into center field by Casey Williamson. That will track and go off the back wall. That's going to score 1 run. They're going to send home another. Williamson's going to round over to third. He'll slide in safe. That'll be a 2 RBI triple for Casey Williamson as Josh Spindler and Peyton Welch come home and score. And a hot start here for South Hardin, taking a 2-0 lead over the Cyclones. So can't think of a more ideal way to start a matchup. Still no outs. Got a runner on third after the 2 RBI triple of Casey Williamson. As that brings home Josh Spindler after the leadoff walk in Welch as he got hit by the pitch, and both are able to come home. That was driven deep into center field. Took a bounce, went off the back fence. Center fielder eventually to it, but could not throw back in time to potentially tag out Williamson going over to third. As he slides in safely, there was no attempt to throw over to third. I think they realized either way he was going to be safe. Didn't want to risk the potential error on third and have him get sent home. A couple pitches down. That one's going to be called inside for strike 2. Make it a 1-2 count. This is Garrett Anderson, the third baseman. Another junior for South Hardin. Anderson moves out of the way a little bit for that. Ooh. Right, he's going to call that one in the zone, though. Anderson did not agree. Kind of raised his arms up. Thought that was going to be a little bit too close to him. But is going to be called for the third strike, and Anderson will strike out looking. This will bring up Preston Dolash, the first baseman. Number 14 for Dolash is a senior. So Dolash with the runner on third. Dolash is going to drive this one into left field. That might have a chance, and that is gone, I believe. Almost hit the tropical snow, as that will take a bounce, and Preston Dolash knocks home the 2-run homer deep into left field, as that's good for about maybe 330 feet, maybe a little bit more than that, as it traveled far. I don't think it hit a car, so everybody's safe. Dolash gets a home run and makes this a 4-0 game very quickly, as the Tigers are off and running with just 1 out. So the 2-run homer from Preston Dolash is going to make this a 4-0 game. And for Dolash, we'll take a look. I can't imagine that's his first home run on the year, and it is not. That is his 5th home run on the season. As first pitch was a ground ball. It was scooped up, thrown over to first, is in time. Sorry, I missed that potentially. Or not potentially, I did. I don't know why I said that. As Carpenter does ground out on the first pitch. Just put it down near the second baseman, I believe. Scooped up, throw over to first in time. This will bring up Gavin Starr. But like I did say, yes, that is Dolash's 5th home run on the season. In terms of the home run department, next guy closest up would be Brandon Weig with 1, and Garrett Anderson has 1, and Casey Williamson has 1 in terms of total home runs. So Dolash currently leading that home run department in a big way this year. So he adds to his RBI collection as well, and that will be his 26th RBI on the season, and does lead the team in that stat. 1-1 count for Gavin Starr. Star will take that pitch. That one's in the zone for a 1-2 count. No one on base. 2 outs, 1-2 count. Star's going to drive this one into left field. That'll drop in shallow left field. And an easy routine base hit there for Gavin Starr. And nicely struck as South Hardin keeps rolling, as this will bring up Colby Zoller, the second baseman. Colby Zoller, a junior. A 0.48 average for Zoller. Hasn't played in every game this year. He's actually played in, I think, a little bit under half so far on the season. I believe he's a pretty good base runner as well, though. He doesn't hit too often. Does kind of get subbed in for base running duties. Does have 9 runs on the year, but not too many hits. Actually, just the 1 recorded hit for Zoller on the season. So it's more of kind of a substitute pinch runner of sorts, but finds himself in the starting lineup tonight in the hitting department. Oh, 1 count. Zoller's going to drive this into right field. Right fielder has a little bit trouble tracking it down, but eventually gets under it and will have the grab. Good attempt there, though, from Colby Zoller, as that will fly out into right field, and that will retire the first inning. But a really nice start for South Hardin. A 4-0 lead after the 2 RBI triple of Casey Williamson and the 2-run homer of Preston Dolash makes this a 4-0 game, as this inning will go for the 4 runs after, I believe, 4 hits. Yep, leadoff single, triple, home run, and the base hit. So 4 runs off 4 hits, no errors, and 1 left on for South Hardin. Top of the second, we'll have Denver lead off with Tyler Nuss. They'll have Reese Dietz and then Jackson Hine. They'll have their guaranteed at-bats. Quick 30-second break. Back for the top of the second here on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube.
From their meat counter to the produce section to the bakery, your Eldora Hy-Vee store offers you the best selection of high-quality grocery items. You'll find everything you need for your family, and you'll save money too. Check out the Eldora Hy-Vee store's weekly specials and fuel saver items that save you money not only at the checkout counter, but at the gas pump as well. And if you're hungry, well, there's always something good cooking in the deli at your Eldora Hy-Vee store, where there's large town variety and small town friendliness.
So far, so good for South Hardin here in Eldora. 4-0 start as we approach the top of the second inning. This is Tyler Nuss, the leadoff hitter here in the second inning, going 6th in the batting order. Center fielder, number 2, is a sophomore for Denver. Left-handed hitter as well. Check the swing. Finds his zone for strike 1. Casey Williamson, remember, on the pitcher's mound tonight, starting this matchup. I believe his 5th overall start on the season so far. This one's going to be a ground ball, scooped up from the first baseman. It's going to be Casey Williamson covering over to first, and will make the grab, and it touches the bag in time, as that was first baseman Preston Dolash coming over, making the snag, and then Williamson rushing over to first, covering it in time. That will go for the first out. This will bring up Reese Dietz, 8th grader for Denver. Reese Dietz is at first base tonight, wearing the number 21, right-handed hitter. Reese Dietz, swing and a miss for strike 1. Bit of a reset here. Dietz stepped off the box there for a quick second, but now back in. Williamson delivers. That'll be outside for ball 1. Reese Dietz, like I mentioned, just an 8th grader, 167 average for Dietz on the year so far. He's going to pop this one up. He gets under it as it's in a very shallow right field. And the second baseman of South Hardin, Colby Zoller, is under it. He'll make the grab for the second out. So a pop-up for Reese Dietz. This will bring up Jackson Hine. This is the designated hitter, freshman, number 9. Jackson, 211 batting average so far on the year. terms of extra base hits, just the one double on the season. Off of 4 total hits, has not played in every game this year. This will be his 9th start and 11th total game played on the season. 0-2 count. Williamson delivers. That'll touch the dirt and go for ball 1. Jackson Heine is also DHing, of course, for Landon Bartlett. He's over in right field tonight for Denver. 1-2 count. Williamson delivers. That'll be off to the right and high for ball 2. Make it a 2-2 count. No one on base with 2 outs. South Hardin looking to make quick work here. Make this a 3 up and 3 down. This will be a swing and a miss. Good pitch there from Williamson for strike 3. And that will be his first strikeout on the night. As 3 up and 3 down goes for no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. As South Hardin moves back up to the offense, they'll go 9-1-2. So a lot of repeat hitters that you had in the first inning will be up of Josh Spindler and Peyton Welch. And Clayton Cable will see his first at-bat as he'll be leading off the bottom of the second. Quick 30-second break. Back for the bottom of the second after this here on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube.
At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit. Mascots are full of school spirit, and they're helping us give back to local schools. With every HCSB debit card swipe, you're helping fund school events and activities. Register today for HCSB Cash for schools programs and join us in making a difference. At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit.
Bottom of the second coming up. South Hardin already off to a really good start. 4-0 lead for the Tigers after the first inning. They keep Denver scoreless in the second. Denver didn't go off to a bad start necessarily. First inning was actually pretty decent, able to gain a couple of hits, had a walk as well, but that runner being thrown out on the steal attempt kind of halted the momentum a little bit on that initial inning. Ended up not scoring any runs, and then South Hardin just kind of came in like a wrecking ball. Pretty fast and kind of overwhelmed, I think, Denver a little bit with how fast they were able to get guys on base, whether it was walks or singles. And the 2 RBI triple from Casey Williamson, then a strikeout, and then the 2-run homer sending Williamson home, and Preston Dolash able to get himself home, knocking it deep into left field. This one is going to be a ground ball over to the first baseman, and it'll be scooped up and it will touch the bag of Clayton Cable. So Clayton Cable taking a swing at that first pitch. Ends up being a ground out, and will go back up to the top of the order. So Josh Spindler did have the leadoff single to start off this game. See if he can go 2 for 2 in his second at-bat tonight. Spindler also a left-handed hitter as well. Count is 1-0. Just the 1 out after the leadoff ground out. 1-0 pitch is going to be outside to the left for ball 2. Two-0 count. Going to be delivered. That'll be popped up. That'll be away into foul territory. This is Lincoln Roethler. That first initial inning kind of went so fast. Didn't have a chance to really talk about some of the stats of Lincoln Roethler, as this will be his 7th game played and start. So every game that he's played at the pitcher's mound, he has started. So this will be his 7th start. This is their top pitcher in terms of starts. In terms of total pitches, his pitch counts is the highest on the team with 523, a batting average against of 103, and only an ERA of 0.36. So this is the top pitcher for Denver tonight of Lincoln Roethler. Full count. Josh Spindler makes contact with that. That'll be driven into foul territory and over the fence for the count to stay at 3-2. But like I mentioned, Roethler, very good pitcher, is the top pitcher on Denver in terms of pitch count and total games played and starts. Spindler will put this one on the ground to the third baseman. It's going to be thrown over to first. It will be in time. Good infield defense there from Denver for the second out. So Spindler can't get all of that one. Will ground out. It'll bring up Peyton Welch. Like I mentioned as well, Rothler 4-1 record as well when he starts at the pitcher spot. That doesn't necessarily line up to what the total amount of starts and games played, but he does have a record of 4-1 on the year as a pitcher for Denver. This is Peyton Welch. Peyton Welch didn't have too much time to talk about him as his at-bat was very quick. First pitch ended up going off his left shoulder. They're walking over to first, but Peyton Welch, very good player. Senior, he's going to drive this one into center field. A good distance to it, but the center fielder is under it and makes the grab. Good swing and attempt, though, from Peyton Welch. Just not enough to try and get over that fence, but was definitely going for that range as he will fly out to center field. So 3 up and 3 down for South Hardin. That will go for no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. As top of the third coming up, Denver will have the leadoff hitter of Merrick Moyer. Then they'll have Lincoln Rothler and Cannon Beaumont for their guaranteed at-bats. As we'll take a short break, back after this for the top of the third here on 92.9 FM and Radio On The Go Sports on YouTube.
All Hanson Family Hospital clinics are now scheduling athletic sports physicals for middle, high school, and college students. This special is $38 for middle and high school students and $80 for college students if paid day of service. This special is not filed with insurance and payment must be at time of service to receive the discounted price. It does not include immunizations or any other services. Call your provider today to avoid the end of summer rush. Hanson Family Hospital and Clinics is healthcare you can count on.
For your commercial or agricultural projects, trust D&B Agro-Systems of Hubbard. D&B Agro-Systems is a turnkey operation for commercial and on-the-farm solutions. At D&B, they offer grain storage, handling, and dry systems for all sizes of operation. For more than 40 years, D&B has built a name of consistently delivering quality products and prompt, reliable service at competitive prices. For complete details on what D&B Agro-Systems of Hubbard can do for your operation, visit dnbsystems.com.
Top of the third coming up here, Denver leading off with Merrick Moyer, the 8th grader. He's over at shortstop tonight, his first at-bat of the evening. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Casey Williamson at the mound tonight. This will be a little bit too high to the left for ball 2. Good start for South Hardin. All the scoring coming in the first inning for South Hardin. They went 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the second. Takes that pitch again. It's going to be high for ball 3. So a favorable count here for Moyer. It's always kind of ideal when you have the bottom of the order leading off. If you can get that guy on base, you just have some confidence getting to your leadoff hitter and getting into the heart of your offense as you can get up to 1, 2, and 3. And if those guys can kind of do their job, which is getting on base, then you set up those heavy hitters at the 3 and 4 and 5 spot. So he's going to take that pitch. It's going to be called low for ball 4 as Merrick Moyer does his job. Good at bat for him as he'll walk on over to first.
Now batting number 7, Lincoln Rattler.
This will be Lincoln Rattler, I believe. The pitcher. I may have been pronouncing his name potentially wrong for these first couple of innings. So Rattler is going to pop this one up into shallow right field, and it is caught for the first out. So Rattler flies out into right field. This will bring up Cannon Beaumont, the catcher tonight, the other junior, along with Lincoln Rattler. Takes the first pitch. It's in the zone for strike 1. So Cannon Beaumont and Lincoln Rattler are the 2 lone juniors. No seniors on this team, so the junior leadership is what's trying to push this Denver team forward. The rest are sophomores, freshmen, and a couple of 8th graders. It's a very young team for the Cyclones. 0-2 count. Runner on first after the walk of Merrick Moyer. Moyer is going to keep himself over at first. 1-2 count. Don't think a steal attempt is going to be coming, especially after South Hardin's shown they're very capable of throwing out a base runner. Not all teams can say that, especially if you get a good base runner. Sometimes more mistakes happen than the expected or desired result. of throwing out the base runner, going to second. Sometimes teams won't even make that attempt, just not confident and not seeing it worth it. Could be a potential overthrow, especially with other base runners potentially at third. Just don't want to kind of deal with that. But South Hardin has shown that Carpenter is very, very capable of throwing over to second in adequate time. 2-2 count. Williamson delivers. This one will be popped up back behind home plate in foul territory, as count will stay at 2-2. Two and two pitch on the way. It's going to be a drop pitch. Steal attempts coming up. It's going to be scooped and called safe, sliding into second. So that went for ball three, and it was mishandled a little bit by Bo Carpenter, and just slid in time was Merrick Moyer as he was ready to take advantage of that, and steal will be successful over to second. So one out, runner on second. Full count pitch. This one's going to make contact. It's popped up into the foul territory near the fence. It will drop and go for foul ball. Cannon Beaumont, as I mentioned, at the plate is another junior. He is with a 186 average on the year so far. Brief stoppage here, just getting a new ball for Williamson to throw. But Beaumont, in terms of extra base hits, does not have any yet on the season so far. All of its hits have been singles, in terms of 8 total on the year. Does have 5 RBIs to his name as well. There's just some stoppages here. There's some brief conversation with Casey Williamson and the first baseman, Preston Dolash. Some other conversations with Denver's head coach of Dustin Ruertz. And a conversation with his base runner over on second. So now back in action, full count pitch. Williamson delivers. This one will be driven into center field. Runner on second will have to tag up, and it is caught by the center fielder, and that was an easy track down, really, as that is Josh Spindler over in center field making the grab. So Cannon Beaumont will fly out. It'll bring up Ryan Dietz. Just to be clear, it is R-Y-N-E for Ryan. It could be Ryan or Ryan. Might be a weird way of spelling that. I believe it's Ryan, though, in terms of the way it is spelled. There's no A, there's no other vowel in there. So Ryan Dietz up to bat. Not to be confused with Reese Dietz as well, the 8th grader. So Ryan Dietz over in left field, walked in his first at bat. One no count. That pitch did go wild, though, and puts the base runner over at third. So that is still Merrick Moyer that got over on first after the initial walk. 2 wild pitches has given him the opportunity to steal both second and third, and now is in scoring position. Sacrifice not in play, though. 2 flyouts brings up the 2 outs. So Ryan Dietz trying to get himself on base and send the runner home and get Denver on the scoreboard tonight. Even just getting 1 run here in the third definitely would boost some confidence a little bit for Denver, just trying to chip away at that lead. Play some defense, keep them at 4 if they can, and kind of get it 1 run at a time. Hope to get hot eventually and try to get back into this game. A lot of games still left to be played here at the top of the third. 2-1 delivery. This one popped up back behind the press box in foul ball territory. This count is at 2-2. Back and set, 2-2 count. Williamson delivers, and again, popped up back behind home plate, foul ball territory. Keeps the count at 2-2. Keeping the at-bat, though, of Ryan Dietz. Just a good spot here for Denver to try to get on the scoreboard. Just get that runner home from third, chip away at this lead, and get yourself back into this game. That'll be a low pitch for ball 3. Resets, full count now. Time is going to be called, I believe, from Dietz. So he steps out of the box for a quick second. Now steps back in, left-handed hitter of Ryan Dietz. Now set, Williamson delivers. That'll be off to the right and outside for ball 4. Good at-bat for Ryan Dietz as he puts himself over on first. That's his second walk of the night as he's 2 for 2 in that department. South Hardin, one of their coaches, bringing out some extra balls for the catcher of Carpenter. They're running short a little bit. As this will be Max Pagel, the first baseman, third baseman. Freshman as well for Denver. Still taking the time. First pitch now on the way. That'll be just a tad high for ball 1. One-0 count. Runner on third and first. 2 outs. 1-0 delivery. That one's going to be low to the left corner, but does find the zone for strike 1. Max Pagel is a 139 average, 5 singles on the year with 2 RBIs. That one in the zone again as Pagel lays off for strike 2. So 1-2 count. Williamson at the mound, delivers, trying to find the zone off to that right side. Can't get there for a ball 2. They get a 2-2 count. South Hardin just trying to get out of this inning, keep Denver scoreless and get their offense back. They'll be in a good spot in the order. So lead off, I believe they'll go 3, 4, 5, and they're guaranteed at bats. 2-2 count. Delivers. That one will go down, but the second baseman takes a couple of steps back. Will be right there of Colby Zowler and will make the grab as Max Pagel will line out to the second baseman, as that will keep Denver scoreless. No runs off of no hits, the 2 walks, and a couple of wild pitches. We're able to put runners at first and third as they will be left stranded, and no errors for either side. South Hardin will be up to bat next. They'll go, like I mentioned, 3, 4, 5 in the order. Casey Williamson, Garrett Anderson, and Preston Dolash with their guaranteed at-bats. Quick break. We'll be back after this for the bottom of the third here on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube.
Are you ready to make the most of your college experience? Look no further than Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. At Ellsworth, we offer a world of possibilities with 55 different academic programs to choose from. We also offer 8 NJCAA athletic programs and 2 club programs so you can get involved in the sport you love and be part of a winning team. Ellsworth Community College is where you can experience a 4-year education in just 2 years. Ready to take the first step? Visit us online at ellsworthcollege.com for more information or give us a call at 641-648-4611. Experience Ellsworth today. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard has served Hardin, Hamilton, and Story counties for over 40 years. With that kind of experience, J&T has the knowledge, technology, and equipment to fix any problem you have and fix it right the first time. Plus, they do it at an affordable price. J&T's professional staff's priority is outstanding service and taking care of their customers' home. That's why the next time you have a need for plumbing, heating, or drain and sewer services, one call does it all. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard. Online at jntplumbing.com. Is owned and operated by Wink Services.
Welcome back, everybody, here to 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube, along with KDAO.com. Leading off for South Hardin, bottom of the third, Casey Williamson, the starting pitcher tonight. He's had a good night at the mound and a very good night hitting so far. Just a 1 AB, but it is a 2 RBI triple not the best hit on the team so far, as Preston Dolash was able to send the 2-run homer just a couple of at-bats after him. But a very good start for South Hardin. 2 RBIs apiece on both of those hits. Or 2 runs scored, I should say, as Dolash scored himself on the 2-run homer. So 1-2 count. Williamson just leading off here at the bottom of the third. South Hardin gave up a couple of walks in the second inning, but able to keep Denver scoreless. Had runners at first and third, but able to complete or force a line out on that last at-bat. 2-2 count. Williamson will knock this down. That'll get through. That'll be a base hit for South Hardin and a leadoff single for Casey Williamson. So Williamson will get on base. That just snuck by that shortstop of Denver, as that was a diving attempt for Merrick Moyer. Just sneaking past the glove and gets through into shallow left field for a base hit. This will bring up Garrett Anderson, the third baseman. He struck out in his last at-bat. Looking to get himself on base as well. Throw back over to first. Sliding in will be safe. Usually you drown out the noise of some of the kids at the dugout. And again, another throwback over to first. But sometimes you'll hear one thing or another that really catches your ear, that makes you laugh really hard. Sometimes it's hard to keep a straight face. And another throwback over to first. I think the pitcher's just curious on what the guys at the dugout are going to say next. If he throws it back over to first again. That's his third attempt. Williamson sliding back safe every time. I think they're aware that Williamson's going to attempt to steal another throw back over to first and back in safe. So 4 attempts throwing back over to first. Trying to just keep Williamson second guessing potentially on that steal attempt. And there he's going to go. Oh, almost trips over himself. Throw over to second off the bag and not going to get caught. Williamson's going to stand up. He's going to throw or run over to third. Throw over to third, and not going to be in time. Slides into third and safe. And a great base running there as the throw from the catcher over to the second baseman. Not able to cover it, went past the glove. And a gutsy decision from Williamson to still kind of gain his feet, run over to third, but he now steals second and third and gets himself into prime scoring position after the leadoff single. But you can understand why. So many attempts to pick him off over at first base. Oh, that went off the bat, I believe. As turned away was Garrett Anderson. But I think went off the butt of the bat. But as he turned away, I believe went right off the butt and the bottom of the bat. So no hit by the pitch. Garrett Anderson tries to put this one down. Goes off foul near the third baseline. Again, a big thank you to some of our sponsors here tonight, making this broadcast possible to you, of Hardin County Savings Bank, Hanson Family Hospital, D&B Agri-Systems, Ellsworth Community College, J&T Plumbing and Heating, and Eldora Hy-Vee Store. Anderson swing and a miss as that one went low, couldn't make contact for strike 3. This will bring up the home run hitter tonight of Preston Dolash. Like I mentioned, 2-run home run shot in his last at-bat in the first inning, as he has Williamson. This is actually the same exact scenario as his last home run. He had Williamson over on third, and he was able to knock it into deep left field. Williamson was there after his 2 RBI triple. A little bit different this time after the leadoff single, stealing over to second and third on the same play. So we'll see if Dolash can potentially drive this one deep again. Maybe not fully going to expect another home run shot, but wants to send Williamson home all the same. Check that swing. That will find the zone for strike 2. Could be hard. I can't obviously get into the players' heads, but could be a little bit hard to be motivated. That's going to be a swinging strike 3, but it will be a wild pitch. So that will score the run as Williamson comes home. This is where my brain sometimes has a hard time knowing how to write this down. But I believe technically the at-bat is a strikeout, but with a drop strike 3, Dolash is able still to make the advancement over to first, and he is called safe. So it's one of those rare scenarios where a man is not over on first on a hit or a walk, and actually an error, and a drop strike 3 of the opposition. So that is the scenario with Preston Dolash. Obviously, it's a strikeout credited to the pitcher, but not on the actual outs themselves. I know sometimes if you don't know it, it can be very confusing, but I'm just telling you what it is. Only problem is I don't know how to write that down on my stat sheet in order to relay to you that once this game is over, because I guarantee you, like, what happened here? Because I'm writing all kinds of gibberish down on how this happened. This is Bo Carpenter up to bat, and he grounded out in his first at-bat. Carpenter pops this one up. It's out in foul territory, though, back behind the fence for a foul ball. Count remains at 1-2. So Dolash over on a first after all that fiasco happened. The run did score as well, so this is a 5-0 game. 1-2 count. Time is called by the umpire over near second base. Said something over to the South Hardin bench. Don't think they were in trouble by any means, but I think they were asking for some extra balls. Yeah, maybe some extra balls just in case. I don't know why that was worthy of a stoppage, but either way, 1-2 count. That's going to be a swing, and it's going to be a foul tip, or just a foul ball, but just got a piece of it, so it is foul ball. So count will remain at 1-2. What's going on here? So I think I think the catcher got a piece of that ball that went off the foul tip. I think accidentally hit the catcher of Denver, of Cannon Beaumont. So he's just taking a second to get readjusted and get back into his spot. 1-2 count. No, I don't think it was what you might be thinking. I think just got hit on the knee of some sort after the foul tip. So he was kind of adjusting his kind of right shin guard of sorts, making sure that was back on correctly. So I think it just kind of took an awkward, weird bounce, went off the thigh of some sort. 2-2 count. Just the one out after the strikeout of Garrett Anderson. This will make contact. This is popped up very high into the infield. Catcher of Beaumont is under it, and he'll make the grab. So an infield flyout back behind the catcher for the second out. This will bring up Gavin Starr. Does have a single on the night as well. So he'll look to go 2 for 2 in his 2 at-bats thus far. Just still here in the third inning. 5-0 game. South Hardin's off to a very nice start. That first inning, like I mentioned before, 2 RBI triple for Williamson and a 2-run homer for Preston Dolash. Able to have the scoring here in that first inning, and then the drop. Yeah, that's going to be so tough to relay. But the drop strike 3 and wild pitch was able to have Williamson come home over from third on Dolash's at bat. I don't even know if I can credit him with an RBI on that because he didn't hit it. It was strike 3 technically. It was a swing and a miss, so I think that kind of, by definition, is not going to be an RBI because he didn't bat anything. Heavy swing and a miss that time for Gavin Starr. 2-1 count. Lincoln Rattler resetting. He's a right-handed pitcher throwing near the zone, just going to be called outside and low for ball 3. Rattler is the top pitcher for Denver in terms of pitch count, in terms of starts, kind of every category you look at. Rattler is kind of the main pitcher of sorts. If they want to throw out their best pitcher out of the bullpen, it will be Lincoln Rattler. So that will go for ball 4 and a walk for Gavin Starr as he'll get himself on base. So Gavin Starr gets the walk. This will bring up Colby Zoller. As I've mentioned before, at some of his stats, Zoller hasn't necessarily found himself in the batting order of sorts on the year. He's been a really good base runner, though. Does have quite a few runs to his name. Just necessarily, if you just kind of do the math in terms of how many times he's been able to get on base in terms of batting, it would not line up with his runs. So a lot of times he is kind of a pinch runner of sorts, as Zoller has a total of 9 runs on the year, but just the 1 hit. So kind of doing the math, obviously. Well, he does have 9 walks, actually, so I kind of do take that back a little bit. So he has walked, but I still find it hard to believe that every time he's walked, he's also scored. That seems kind of unlikely as well. So I think a lot of times Zoller comes in as a base runner for whoever may need it at the time. He's been able to steal 2 bases as well. But like I mentioned, does have 9 runs to his name. First pitch is going to be called outside for ball 1. One 0 count. Runners on first and second. South Hardin threatening to maybe score a little bit more before they retire this 3rd inning. There was a brief timeout and brief meeting in the infield for Denver. No pitching change, though. This is still Lincoln Rattler at the mound. Just a quick conversation. Trying to readjust, get out of this inning with just the 5 runs of South Hardin and seeing if they can get some runs back, chip away at this lead, and stay in this matchup before he gets out of hand. So an inning can turn ugly real quick, and even though there's 2 outs, kind of feel like, all right, we'll be able to find 1. Sometimes it just doesn't always work that way, and things can really start to pile up. Just takes a couple of hits, and things can really turn sideways for a game. So just trying to really refocus, find a way to get this out, and get themselves into that 4th inning. This is a full count now, as that was called for ball 3. Full count pitch. Lincoln resets. Takes a couple of looks back over to second. Delivers now. That's in the zone. And Zoller gets caught looking for strike 3. And Lincoln Rattler able to find the important strikeout, as South Hardin will settle with just the 1 run off the 1 hit. The 1 crucial error that was able to score a run. And 2 left on for the Tigers. Top of the 4th coming up for Denver. They'll lead off with Braylon Moyer, Tyler Nuss, and Reese Dietz. They'll have their guaranteed at-bats as we move to the 4th inning. Back after this here on 92.9 FM and Radio On The Go Sports on YouTube.
From their meat counter to the produce section to the bakery, your Eldora Hy-Vee store offers you the best selection of high-quality grocery items. You'll find everything you need for your family, and you'll save money too. Check out the Eldora Hy-Vee store's weekly specials and fuel saver items that save you money not only at the checkout counter, but at the gas pump as well. And if you're hungry, well, there's always something good cooking in the deli at your Eldora Hy-Vee store, where there's large town variety and small town friendliness.
At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit. Mascots are full of school spirit, and they're helping us give back to local schools. With every HCSB debit card swipe, you're helping fund school events and activities. Register today for HCSB Cash for schools programs and join us in making a difference. At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit.
Back here in Denver, or back here in Eldora, I should say. Denver leading off with Braylon Moyer here at the top of the 4th. Couple pitches down, finds that one in the zone for strike 1. It's a 1-1 count. Casey Williamson at the mound tonight. This one's going to be popped up into center field. Spindler's going to get under it. He'll make the catch for the first out. It's a good defense there from Josh Spindler out in center field, as Braylon Moyer will fly out. This will bring up Tyler Nuss. This will be Nuss's second at bat as well, obviously. Grounded out in the first AB. He'll look to try and get Denver going in this matchup tonight. Denver's been able to find a few hits, had 2 total hits in the first inning. No hits since then. We're able to get a couple of guys on base. Got a guy in scoring position in that third inning, but just not to be able to send it home after a couple of walks. 0-1 count. Heavy swing that time. Can't make contact for strike 2. But it is a 5-0 game. South Hardin on top here. 4 runs in the first inning, 1 run in the third. And has to reach for that one. Close to the plate, but able to make contact and scooped up from the first baseman of Dolash. He'll be able to step on first for the second out. This will bring up Reese Dietz. He flew out in his first at-bat.
Batting next, number 21, Reese Dietz.
Dietz is an 8th grader. He's over at first base tonight. So a quick 2 up and 2 down, a fly out to center field and a ground out to the first baseman. First pitch will be outside to the left for ball 1. South Hardin looking to make quick work here in this 4th inning. That'll be off the bat, back behind home plate, over the press box for foul ball and strike 1. Makes it a 1-1 count. Remember, we have Marshalltown softball also streaming live here on Radio On The Go Sports on YouTube. Marshalltown and part of a doubleheader tonight. So their matchup is underway over with Chuck Carpenter tonight on the call. Sandy Jennings had some softball earlier today as well. So we got softball tomorrow with Colonesco and North Tama on Friday. That'll complete our baseball and softball matchups of the week. And then next week, we'll pretty much wrap up everything. We have one more broadcast the following week after the 4th of July with Marshalltown for some baseball. But after that, regular season will be officially wrapped up, and postseason will be soon following it, of course. Contact made. Again, back behind the fence for strike 2. Make it a full count. 2 outs after the fly out and ground out. Full count pitch. Williamson delivers. That's going to be just a tad high, and we'll go for ball 4 as Reese Dietz will walk over to first. This will bring up Jackson Heine, the designated hitter. Heine is the DH, a freshman, wears the number 9 tonight. Heine, heavy swing, can't make contact for strike 1. Denver tonight wearing their black jerseys, and tops have some yellow kind of outlined around it. And I believe the numbers are a very, very dark shade of red in the middle of the numbers. This Denver is kind of maroon, obviously, as maroon, yellow, and black of sorts are kind of their colors, but that red on the number, very, very dark. It's hard to distinguish it, actually. Do have the white pants as well for the baseball team tonight. That's a swing and a miss on an 0-2 count. Goes for strike 3 as Jackson Heine will strike out. That'll be just the second strikeout of the night for Williamson, as that will go for no runs off, no hits, no errors, and one left on, excuse me, after the 1 walk of Reese Dietz. So bottom of the 4th coming up. South Hardin will lead off very similar to what they did in the second inning. They'll go 9-1-2. So they'll have Cable, Josh Spindler, and Welch. They'll have their guaranteed at-bats on the bottom of the 4th. Quick break back after this here on 92.9 FM and Radio On The Go Sports on YouTube.
A wound that won't heal can slow your life down, but you don't have to face it alone. At Hanson Family Hospital's Wound Care Center, our specialized team of skilled clinicians provides the medical expertise needed to support the body's healing process, limit health complications, and speed up recovery time for non-healing wounds. With personalized treatment plans and compassionate care, we're focused on helping you heal and get back to what matters most. Call 641-323-2060 to schedule an appointment in Iowa Falls. Hanson Family Hospital is healthcare you can count on.
For your commercial or agricultural projects, trust D&B Agrosystems of Hubbard. D&B Agrosystems is a turnkey operation for commercial and on-the-farm solutions. At D&B, they offer grain storage, handling, and dry systems for all sizes of operation. For more than 40 years, D&B has built a name of consistently delivering quality products and prompt, reliable service at competitive prices. For complete details on what D&B Agrosystems of Hubbard can do for your operation, visit dnbsystems.com.
Back here in Eldora, bottom of the fourth inning coming up. South Hardin leading off with Clayton Cable for the Tigers. Still Lincoln Rattler over at the mound for the Cyclones tonight. South Hardin dressed in their red uniforms, outlined in white with black numbers. This is going to be Cable knocking this down on a ground ball. Goes off foul, though, down the third base line. With the black helmets and the black pants with the red stripe going vertically down the sides. South Hardin, as you may know, obviously had a good year so far. 16-6 overall, 7-4 in conference play in the NICL. 0-1 pitch delivered. That will be too low for ball one. This is kind of an important NICL game. You might not know it by the overall record, but conference record-wise, they're very close. 6-5 for Denver, 7-4 for South Hardin. So doing the math there, as that one's knocked off back behind home plate for foul ball. But doing the math, if South Hardin, or if Denver ends up winning tonight, that would put them at 7-5, and also South Hardin at 7-5 in conference records. So it is a very important game going into the backstretch of the season. Cable would get a piece of that. Didn't fully swing all the way through, but able to make contact, but it lines out to the second baseman of Denver, of Braylon Moyer. So Cable will line out. It'll bring up Josh Spindler, the center fielder. He had the leadoff single to start off the game tonight and grounded out in his 2 at-bats. So third chance at the bat tonight. At the plate, I should say, with his AB. First pitch, he leaves alone for strike one. Lincoln Rattler delivers. It'll be too high for ball one. 1-1 count. Quick reset. Lincoln delivers. That should be in the zone. It is for strike two. So Josh yet to swing at this at-bat, waiting for his pitch. Down at 1-2. Quick reset. Spindler will swing it. That one goes off foul. Just got a piece of it, but kind of slings past the umpire and hits the back fence for foul ball and strike two. So 1-2 count with one down, no one on base. 1-2 delivery. Spindler will put this one down. It'll be scooped up from the shortstop, throw over to first, and it's in time for the second out. So Spindler will ground down over to the shortstop. That's the shortstop of America Moyer making the grab and the play over to first. This brings up the shortstop of Peyton Welch. Peyton Welch is a very promising sophomore in pretty much all athletics, really, for South Hardin. Very good football player in his own right. Peyton Welch, second in the batting order. Still got a lot of school left, being a sophomore. Remember, I know sometimes it can be a little confusing, but this is the classes obviously are always lined up with the current still graduating year. So obviously all the seniors have already graduated themselves. So Spindler will be going into his junior year at the start of the next school year. I know we're already past graduation into the summertime, but still technically a sophomore. This one will be put down. It'll be scooped over to the third baseman. Had a little bit of trouble with it, but able to pick it up, throw it over to first in time for the third out. So Welch will ground out as well. So 3 up and 3 down for the Tigers. No runs off of no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. Top of the fifth inning coming up as Denver, kind of back against the wall moment, wants to get some offense going, especially with a good spot in their batting order. They'll have or they'll go 9-1-2. They'll have Merrick Moyer, Lincoln Rattler, and Cannon Beaumont in their guaranteed at-bats. After this, top of the fifth inning coming up here on 92.9 FM and Radio On The Go Sports on YouTube.
Are you ready to make the most of your college experience? Look no further than Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. At Ellsworth, we offer a world of possibilities with 55 different academic programs to choose from. We also offer 8 NJCAA athletic programs and 2 club programs so you can get involved in the sport you love and be part of a winning team. Ellsworth Community College is where you can experience a 4-year education in just 2 years. Ready to take the first step? Visit us online at ellsworthcollege.com for more information or give us a call at 641-648-4611. Experience Ellsworth today. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard has served Hardin, Hamilton, and Story counties for over 40 years. With that kind of experience, J&T has the knowledge, technology, and equipment to fix any problem you have and fix it right the first time. Plus, they do it at an affordable price. J&T's professional staff's priority is outstanding service and taking care of their customers' home. That's why the next time you have a need for plumbing, heating, or drain and sewer services, one call does it all. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard. Online at jntplumbing.com. Is owned and operated by Wink Services.
Top of the fifth inning coming up. Denver is leading off with, and it is not going to be Merrick Moyer. We actually have a pinch hitter. We have number 17 for the Denver Cyclones. That is going to be Brody Sanderson. So Brody Sanderson will get his first at-bat of the night. It's not uncommon, obviously, for a pinch hitter to come in at the 9 spot in the batting order. He's going to show bunt. He's going to lay this down. It'll go down the third base line. He'll run over to first. Can't get there in time. And good defense from South Hardin as the leadoff bunt not to be, as Merrick Moyer will be, Brody Sanderson is thrown out.
Now batting number 7, Lincoln Rattler.
So we go back up to the top of the order. This is Lincoln Rattler, the pitcher tonight. Got the leadoff single to start the game off and then flew out in his second at-bat. Heavy swing, can't make contact for strike one. So 0-1 count, no one on base after the leadoff failed bunt attempt. This one's popped up into foul territory. Williamson's going to be able to cover it and get the grab for the second out. So Williamson comes over into foul territory. He'll catch the infield fly out over near kind of just a little bit right angle towards the home plate in foul territory. This will bring up Cannon Beaumont, the catcher tonight. His third at-bat of the evening. Beaumont will show bunt and can't make contact as it was thrown off into ball territory and goes wild, actually. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be low for a ball one. 1-0 delivery from Williamson. That's going to be too high for ball two. And yes, it is a 2-1 count, as the umpire confirmed. So that first pitch was off. I think there was maybe some confusion on whether the bunt attempt was over the plate or not. It maybe made contact, but indeed did get back in time. This one popped up. Oh, and miscommunication there from South Hardin Tigers. That's the second baseman and center fielder kind of getting in the way of each other. That's Spindler and Colby Zoller. I think Zoller thought that Spindler called it out and kind of stepped forward and out of the way, and Spindler was not there in time to make the grab. It looked like Zoller was going to be able to be there, but some miscommunication is going to be able to have Beaumont get over to first base. So that's going to be an infield error by South Hardin. So that was a very makeable grab for most likely Zoller. That seemed like kind of his to make, and then just kind of got in the way of each other a little bit. Just kind of misread the situation. It happens from time to time, obviously, as that puts the runner over on first. So a 2-0 count. Runner on first with 2 down. This is Ryan Dietz. 2-0 count. That one's going to be low near the dirt for ball 3. see a steal attempt here from Kanan Beaumont. Hasn't shown it yet, but with the 2 outs, you kind of want to try to get somebody in a scoring position if you can. There has been 7 stolen bases by Beaumont on the year. Throwback over to first. He's back in time and safe. But you might think that Kanan Beaumont will go for the steal attempt here. He actually does have the 2nd most stolen bases on the team for the Cyclones. So not out of the question at all for him to make the attempt. And Beaumont's going to be coming back, and it will be a pinch runner. So don't necessarily see that often, especially 3 pitches in, but Kanan Beaumont's going to go back to the dugout. Might have tweaked something, sliding back into first base potentially, as we do have a pinch runner. I believe that was, I thought I saw 13, but I might be wrong. I thought that was Eric Law base running. I'll see if I can get a confirmation on that, but I believe that's Eric Law for Denver, and pitch was thrown but was not ready. His umpire waved that pitch off. So now back in set. Umpire says good to go. Williamson delivers. That's in the zone for strike 1. 3-1 count. Runner over on first. Do have a pinch runner now. Believe it is Law over on first base. Check that swing, but that did find the zone. Hesitant that time. Make it a full count. South Hardin looking to keep Denver scoreless in this matchup tonight so far. That's going to make contact. Good swing. That's going to be popped up, though, into right field. A right fielder is under it and makes the grab of Gavin Starr for the 3rd out. So Ryan Dietz flies out into right field. That keeps Denver scoreless. So it goes for no runs, no hits, no errors, or 1 error, sorry. The 1 infield error from South Hardin, and 1 left on for Denver. Bottom of the 5th coming up. It'll be Casey Williamson, Garrett Anderson, and Preston Dolash. They'll get their guaranteed at-bats at the bottom of the 5th inning. Quick 30-second break. We'll be back after this here on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports.
From their meat counter to the produce section to the bakery, your Eldora Hy-Vee store offers you the best selection of high-quality grocery items. You'll find everything you need for your family, and you'll save money too. Check out the Eldora Hy-Vee store's weekly specials and fuel saver items that save you money not only at the checkout counter, but at the gas pump as well. And if you're hungry, well, there's always something good cooking in the deli at your Eldora Hy-Vee store, where there's large town variety and small town friendliness.
Welcome back here to Eldora. I believe we do have a pitching change for Denver tonight. This will be Max Pagel subbing in at the mound. So he's getting warmed up quick. He'll take a little bit extra time in between these innings. So gives us some time to just say what's up. How's it going? I hope you guys are enjoying your Thursday afternoon so far and going into this evening. Remember, weather is going to be changing big time this upcoming weekend, specifically Sunday. We're going to be getting up past 90 degrees Sunday. And specifically into next week, Monday through Wednesday, at least the furthest I can see, we're going to be in the same range. Heat indexes and, the humidity levels are going to be way up there. It's going to be definitely a good idea to invest in some warmer clothes or cooler clothes, however you want to define it, but clothes that you're going to be able to wear and not suffocate under your own sweat from how hot it's going to be, and be able to prepare, keep yourself hydrated this upcoming weekend. And once we get into next week, I know we got the 4th of July coming up next weekend. Probably expect that to be a very hot day. And I know it's a very exciting time in sports. Obviously, the World Cup continuing on today. I know there's some matchups going on right now. The United States will be playing up in a little bit for their last World Group Stage game. Remember, that matchup doesn't necessarily mean anything to an extent. It's essentially just kind of a friendly now, with the United States already winning the group and Turkey already officially eliminated. And our position in the tournament will not change, whether win, lose, or draw. So still going to be a little fun, though, watching that tonight. Remember, that starts at 9 o'clock, so we'll be more than likely pretty much done with this matchup once that game starts tonight. I know a lot of people want to be tuning into that game later on this evening. 0-1 count, Williamson leading off for the Tigers. This is kind of very reminiscent. They're going very similar in the batting order. As a second inning, they led off with the bottom of the order. Then the third inning, they lead it off with Williamson at 3. This one's going to be driven into center field, and that'll be caught near the back fence, but that's a great attempt from Williamson. A lot of power behind that, but can't quite find the back fence as Williamson will fly out. But Williamson led off in the third inning, and then it was the same thing. Cable led off in the fourth inning like he did in the second, and now here in the fifth inning, Williamson's leading off, so we're kind of going very similar on the batting order and how it's lining up inning by inning tonight. So this will be Garrett Anderson, his third at-bat tonight. He struck out in both at-bats, so he's looking to do better here in his third AB tonight. Just kind of looks a little bit stiff at the plate, just kind of not very much of an athletic stance per se. That might just be kind of his normal demeanor, but just kind of seems a little bit lax, so just trying to kind of settle in a little bit. Struck out twice, though, but just trying to find his groove, get himself on base, and gain some confidence back here in this fifth inning. One and one count with one down, no one on base. Anderson lays off that pitch. It does find the zone towards the right side for strike 2. Baseball is just as much a game of skill as it is mental toughness and patience. Test a lot of people on that kind of department. Remember, this is now the pitcher of Max Pagel. Just want to remind you on that, as he kind of subbed in on the pitching change here at the start of this fifth inning. 2-2 count. We'll take a look at Pagel's pitching stats after this at-bat here. Ooh, a nice pitch that time. Just couldn't get Anderson to reach and swing at that pitch. But close to that right corner, but called for ball 3. Makes it a full count. Pagel will deliver, and Anderson got a piece of that. That's going to be popped up as he's under it in left field, and will make the grab for Denver. That is left fielder of Ryan Dietz getting the second out. This will bring up Preston Dolash. Dolash with the highlight play tonight with the 2-run homer in the first inning of Preston Dolash. His last at-bat is the most confusing to describe to you over air. But it was a drop strike 3 of sorts, went a wild pitch. He swung and missed on a strike 3, but the catcher did not catch it, as obviously as the position states is the intention. So it went wild, and on a drop strike 3 or non-caught strike 3, you do have the ability to run over to first. And he successfully did so. So he will not be credited with a walk or a hit, but he was safe on first. This one's going to be a ground ball to the shortstop. It'll be scooped up and thrown over to first in time for the third out. Not to be that time, a lot less confusing for Dolash. 3 up and 3 down for South Hardin. They'll stay at 5 runs as this inning goes for no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on after the fifth inning. Top of the sixth coming up. Denver very desperately trying to get on the scoreboard at least some way or another to try and chip away at this lead before the seventh inning, before it's do or die. We'll have Max Pagel, Braylon Moyer, and Tyler Nuss lead off and have their guaranteed at-bats after this. Top of the sixth inning coming up here on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube.
At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit. Mascots are full of school spirit, and they're helping us give back to local schools. With every HCSB debit card swipe, you're helping fund school events and activities. Register today for HCSB Cash for schools programs and join us in making a difference. At Hardin County Savings Bank, we have school spirit.
All Hanson Family Hospital clinics are now scheduling athletic sports physicals for middle, high school, and college students. This special is $38 for middle and high school students and $80 for college students if paid day of service. This special is not filed with insurance, and payment must be at time of service to receive the discounted price. It does not include immunizations or any other services. Call your provider today to avoid the end of summer rush. Hanson Family Hospital and Clinics is healthcare you can count on.
Top of the sixth inning coming up here from Eldora. It's a 5-0 lead here for South Hardin over the Denver Cyclones. Cyclones leading off with Max Pagel, the now pitcher tonight. Pagel initially started over at third base. Pitching change came in last inning in the 5th. So pitcher versus pitcher at the plate. Pagel's going to show bunt. He's going to back off from that bunt attempt. I think got a little bit nervous of the third baseman of Anderson creeping up. Was in the zone for strike 1. Pagel will not show bunt this time. Lays off the pitch for strike 2. Pagel kind of checked the swing a little bit. Did go across the plate, made very minimal contact, and it went off foul ball, thankfully for him. So he'll keep his at-bat. So 0-2 count. Denver kind of in a must-score situation of sorts. Pagel will chop this one over to the third baseman of Anderson. He'll throw it over very relaxed and in routine for the first out. Pagel will ground out. This will bring up Braylon Moyer.
Now batting number 4, Braylon Moyer.
Braylon Moyer is the second baseman. Has an infield flyout and flew out into the outfield in his first 2 at-bats. First pitch down the middle. As Moyer lays off for strike 1. Williamson resets. Deliver, got a piece of it back behind home plate in foul territory for strike 2. But Williamson's been at the mound all night tonight, started this matchup. May see him finish a complete game this evening. See how quick these last 2 innings potentially go in order for that to happen. 0-2 count. This one will be popped up into shallow center field. The shortstop of South Hardin is under it, of Peyton Welch, and he'll make the grab for the second out. So Denver's still struggling to get another hit ever since the first inning. It's only been walks that have been able to put anybody else on base, and they haven't found one since the 4th inning, as they're 2 up and 2 down and still struggling offensively. It's been a good showing defensively tonight for South Hardin. Tyler Nuss is now up to bat. He's grounded out both times at the AB. At the AB is not how you say that. At bat, I'll say. This one popped up into the infield. It's in foul territory as Bo Carpenter, the catcher, is under it for the third and final out. So a quick 3 up and 3 down, as this will go to the bottom of the 6th. Could be the final at-bats tonight for South Hardin, as this will be Bo Carpenter, Gavin Starr, and Colby Zoller. They'll get their guaranteed at-bats as we move into the bottom of the 6th. It's a 5-0 lead for South Hardin. Back after this here on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube.
For your commercial or agricultural projects, trust D&B Agro-Systems of Hubbard. D&B Agro-Systems is a turnkey operation for commercial and on-the-farm solutions. At D&B, they offer grain storage, handling, and dry systems for all sizes of operation. For more than 40 years, D&B has built a name of consistently delivering quality products and prompt, reliable service at competitive prices. For complete details on what D&B Agro-Systems of Hubbard can do for your operation, visit dnbsystems.com.
Are you ready to make the most of your college experience? Look no further than Ellsworth Community College in Iowa Falls, Iowa. At Ellsworth, we offer a world of possibilities with 55 different academic programs to choose from. We also offer 8 NJCAA athletic programs and 2 club programs so you can get involved in the sport you love and be part of a winning team. Ellsworth Community College is where you can experience a 4-year education in just 2 years. Ready to take the first step? Visit us online at ellsworthcollege.com for more information, or give us a call at 641-648-4611. Experience Ellsworth today.
Bottom of the 6th inning coming up here for South Hardin. They'll be leading off with Bo Carpenter. It's a 5-0 lead here for the Tigers over Denver. Denver hasn't been able to get really anything going offensively. They had an initially good start. They had their 2 and only hits in the first inning. Put some guys in scoring position, but just not able to kind of finish the job. And then no hits since then. It's been a lot of 3 up and 3 down, or maybe just a 1 walk here and there, but that's really been it. This one is Bo Carpenter in foul territory. That dropped. They're going to say that's fair. That dropped right on the third base line. That'll be a base hit for Bo Carpenter, and he turns it into a double. So just pop that up right in the sweet spot down the third base line into right field. That was excellently an excellent placement, maybe a little bit of luck on the side of that one, but either way, Carpenter's going to get credited for a double. So a leadoff double for Carpenter. He'll make his way back to the dugout. We do have a pinch runner as well for South Hardin. We'll try to get a number here for you. Once I can see it, it's very, very hard to tell the numbers on the front of the jerseys, especially from a distance. But once we get one, we'll relay that to you when we can. This is Gavin Starr. He had the single in the first inning and walked in a second. So he's been on base both times tonight. Swing a little bit low for that. Can't make contact. That pitch is going to go a little bit wild. Oh, and the base runner got caught a little bit going to third, but thankfully he's going to be back in time. The throw was over to third. Almost went wild past the third baseman, but thankfully for Denver, they were able to cover it. And the runner back in safe at second. 0-1 count. Runner on second after the leadoff double from Carpenter with no outs. That pitch is in the middle for strike one as Starr lays off. Remember, this is Max Pagel, Max Pagel at the pitcher's mound after the pitching change last inning. 0-2 count. Pagel delivers as it's off to the left and outside for ball one. One and two count. Pagel delivers. That's going to go off the catcher's glove a little bit. It's going to be a close one. Throwing over to third. I believe he's in and safe. And yes, he's sliding in safe. That was a very close call, though. But a good steal from the base runner. Again, we don't have the name for you yet, but once I'm able to see his number, I'll be able to relay that information for you. So it's still a 2-2 count. That pitch went not necessarily completely wild, but it was just enough off the catcher, able to get him home. So the runner tags up over at third base, throw it to first. I think he might have been safe. I call him safe. Yep, he's going to be called safe over at first. And that was not an error either, so I think that's going to be credited as a base hit for Gavin Starr. The runner stayed at third, though. And I believe that's number 12. I think I caught the back end of that. I believe that's you're Braden Weig, number 12 for South Hardin. Braden Weig is running over on third. So runners at first and third now. This brings up Colby Zoller, the second baseman. He flew out and struck out in his first two ABs. So looking for his first hit tonight. On base wouldn't be too bad either. Would load up the bases. Throw back over to first. Just throwing off the glove of the first baseman. Not enough to send the runner from third home by any means. So a tricky spot here for the pitcher of Max Pagel, as a wild pitch may send home a run with that runner on third, especially with no outs. So nerves can kind of go up. Runner's going to go from first to second. Throw back over to third, and there it is. It's going to be an infield error. And runner from first is going to go all the way to third, after the steal attempt. And that will score a run after a wild pitch. After the infield error from the catcher throwing over to third. So it's just going to be an infield error. That's going to score a run for South Hardin and have the runner from first to third now in scoring position. So just remember, kind of to recap there, this one's put down. Third baseman scooped up, throw over to first in time. That'll be the first out as Colby Zoller will ground out. Just kind of recap there. Remember, the steal attempt was Gavin Starr from over on first. Steal attempt went over to second, but the catcher kind of faked the throw over to second, then threw it over to third to try and get the runner from third base coming home of Weig, but the throw went way off to the left and went in kind of foul territory, and that was able to send home the run. And then Starr was able to round second and good over to third in time and safe. So now Starr's over on third. This brings up Clayton Cable. First pitch yet to be thrown. Going to show bunt down the first baseline. That's a nice bunt. And covered by the pitcher and is not going to be able to make the throw over to first. And the bunt successful. That'll be an RBI for Cable. And that is a successful bunt for Cable as Gavin Starr will come home. That'll make it a 7-0 game. Remember, a mercy rule is at play here. I believe if they get to 10 runs, South Hardin would end the game here in the 6th inning.
Batting next, number 7.
Sometimes it's always hard to remember what the mercy rule scoreline is. I believe it's 15 after 4, 12 after 5, and 10 after 6. That is my understanding of the mercy rule here at the high school level. So that would mean 3 more runs. South Hardin would end this game, and we would not go into the 7th. Throw back over to first, back safe. This is Josh Spindler as we're back to the top of the order here for the Tigers. Spindler had the leadoff single, hasn't been able to get on base ever since then. 2 ground outs. He'll definitely kind of want to do better here in one of these ABs. Steal attempt, throw from the catcher over to second, sliding in, and is safe. As that is Cable making the steal from first to second. Puts himself into scoring position. South Hardin looking to kind of keep things moving here just with the 1 out. That pitch was for ball 1. Swing and a miss that time for strike 1. Make it a 1-1 count. So 1-1 count with 1 down, runner over on second. Delivery is going to be high for ball 2. Denver in a very tough spot here, just with 1 out, has the runner on second. They're trying to minimize the scoring as much as they can. They want to at least give themselves somewhat of a shot. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult into the 7th inning. Everything would have to go right for them. Crazier things have happened, though. That's why you want to give yourself the best chance you can, no matter what position you're in. 2-2 count, just with 1 down. Spindler trying to get himself on base for the 2nd time tonight. Spindler lets that pitch go. Good eye there. That's going to be low and to the left for ball 3. Full count. Pagel delivers. That's going to be low near the dirt, and Spindler will get on base for the 2nd time tonight, this time on a walk on a full count. So Spindler walks over to first. This will bring up Peyton Welch. Peyton Welch, no hits tonight. Able to get over to first on a hit by the pitch in the 1st inning. He's flown out and grounded out in his other 2 at-bats, so he's looking to get on base for a 2nd time tonight. Most likely will be his last at-bat of the evening. 1-0 count. Remember that if this doesn't go to the mercy rule, Denver will have a final shot, of course, in the top of the 7th, but this will be a very likely last at-bats for South Hardin tonight. 1-0 count. Runners on first and second. This is going to be put down, trying to get through past the shortstop, and it's going to take an awkward bounce, and that'll get through. That'll score 1 run. Runner will be safe standing up over at third, as that will be an RBI for Peyton Welch. That's going to be a tough one to judge. I think that's probably going to get classified as an error in the infield, but an RBI nonetheless for Peyton Welch. So that'll improve South Hardin up to 8 runs, make it an 8-0 lead for the Tigers. 2 more runs, I believe, would end it here tonight for South Hardin here early in this 6th inning. This is Casey Williamson up to bat next. He had the 2 RBI triple in the 1st inning, no hits, or had the single as well. So he's 2 of 3 tonight. He's been the starting pitcher all game. Runner is not going to go from first to second. Steal attempt still not being made for South Hardin after that first pitch. As that's Peyton Welch over on first. Believe that is Spindler over on third. So I didn't see any pinch running substitutions. Yep, Spindler over on third, Welch over on second, or first, excuse me. 1-1 count with 1 down. Williamson would be the winning run if he can get himself on base with the mercy rule here in the 6th inning. Takes that pitch. It does find the zone for strike 2. Make it a 1-2 count. Or no, it would be, sorry, no, actually, Welch is the winning run, sorry. With it being 8-0. I was thinking they had to get above 10 runs there for a second. I was kind of thinking like it was a tied game of sorts, but no, it would actually be Welch being the winning run. If he's able to get home along with Spindler, this matchup would end early tonight. Runner's going to go from first to second. Throw over to second. It's going to be over. That's going to send Josh Spindler home. So another infield error for the Cyclones is able to score another run. So Josh Spindler comes home from third after his walk on his at-bat. That'll make it 9-0. So the winning run over on second for South Hardin of Peyton Welch, and he's in scoring position. 2-2 count with one down. Williamson looking for his third hit on the night. He's already got 2 RBIs, a triple, and a single, excuse me. Heavy swing that time, can't make contact for strike 3 as Williamson will strike out. And we'll bring up Garrett Anderson. Anderson's had a tough night at the plate. He's got 2 strikeouts and he's flown out. Just hasn't looked necessarily comfortable tonight at the plate for whatever reason. He's done all right at third baseman. He's made some good throws, some solid kind of routine, makes it kind of look easy over at third base. So he'll want a good at-bat here. He can kind of be the man to officially put a stamp on this game and close out this night. Trying to send the run home over on second with 2 outs. 1-0 count, lets that pitch go. It does find that right side for strike 1. Trying to slap a fly there. Been bugging me all night. I thought I was going to get him. Usually pretty good at that, too. 1-2 count. 2 outs. That one was hit back behind home plate, just off a foul tip of sorts. 1-2 count. Max Pagel trying to keep Denver's chances alive. He's going to throw this one just a bit low for ball 2. Sun starting to set here. The light's getting a lot more prominent here in Eldora. Swing near the top shelf. Can't make contact for strike 3. As South Hardin not able to close it out here in the 6th inning. As Anderson strikes out, so we will go to the 7th, and Denver will have one more chance to potentially try and get back into this game tonight. A lot will have to go right, obviously. Down by 9 in a 9-0 game going into the top of the 7th inning. We'll be back with Reese Dietz, Jackson Heide, and Merrick Moyer. They're guaranteed at-bats coming up next here on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube.
J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard has served Hardin, Hamilton, and Story counties for over 40 years. With that kind of experience, J&T has the knowledge, technology, and equipment to fix any problem you have and fix it right the first time. Plus, they do it at an affordable price. J&T's professional staff's priority is outstanding service and taking care of their customers' home. That's why the next time you have a need for plumbing, heating, or drain and sewer services, one call does it all. J&T Plumbing and Heating in Hubbard. Online at jntplumbing.com. Is owned and operated by Wink Services.
From their meat counter to the produce section to the bakery, your Eldora Hy-Vee store offers you the best selection of high-quality grocery items. You'll find everything you need for your family, and you'll save money too. Check out the Eldora Hy-Vee store's weekly specials and fuel saver items that save you money not only at the checkout counter, but at the gas pump as well. And if you're hungry, well, there's always something good cooking in the deli at your Eldora Hy-Vee store, where there's large town variety and small town friendliness.
Welcome back, everybody, here to Eldora. Top of the 7th inning coming up. We do have a pitching change. We will have the closer of Garrett Anderson at the mound as Williamson's night is done at the pitching mound. So closer of Garrett Anderson. We'll see if he can get the 3 outs necessary to close this matchup tonight. It is a 9-0 lead for South Hardin here at the top of the 7th. So in all likelihood, South Hardin walking out of here with the win, but still has to get the 3 outs, still have a job to do. And Anderson will get some pitches in, and he'll get warmed up. while we have a second here, I believe some of the results earlier tonight for the World Cup has officially set the matchup. I think a lot of people were already expecting this to be the matchup for the USA, but it is confirmed. USA will play Bosnia in the first round, as that will be July 1st, which is, I think that's Monday, right? Double check that. It might not be. I think that's not Monday. That's Wednesday. That's right. So next Wednesday will be the USA's first knockout stage game. Remember, as we get into the round of 32 and the knockouts, it's win or go home, hence the knockout name. So it'll be single elimination from that point on. I know the United States will play in just a little bit against Turkey, but their matchup will not affect that game against Bosnia in any way. So USA is already locked in to face Bosnia in the first round of the knockout stages. So this matchup against Turkey is essentially kind of a friendly and just essentially a warm-up game. A lot of stars will be rested and get well prepared for next week. So Anderson's first pitch was in the zone for strike one. This will get laid down, scoop up, thrown over to first. It's in time for the first out as Reese Dietz will ground out, as that was the shortstop of Peyton Welch. So after the leadoff ground out, this will bring up Jackson. Maybe not. As we. Or, yep, yeah, no, it will be Jackson Heine. Thought it was a different number there for a second. So this is Jackson Heine getting his third at bat tonight. He struck out both times this evening. So he'll look to try and get things started here for Denver here in the top of the seventh. Often foul near the dugout of South Hardin for strike two. Garrett Anderson looking to close out things tonight as the closing pitcher for South Hardin. Casey Williamson pitched all 6 innings up until this point. 0-2 count. This will be struck down and foul territory in the right field for the count to remain at 0-2. Oh, 2 count with 1 down. 2 more outs, and South Hardin will walk out of here with a win tonight. Makes contact again, and is in foul territory. So keeping this at-bat alive. Jackson Heine swinging at pretty much everything, but able to give himself another chance. Oh, 2 delivery, and again, off and foul near the parking lot this time for the count to stay at 0-2. Oh, 2 count. South Hardin just looking to close out and get out of here with the win. Swing and a miss that time, and Carpenter gets his strikeout that he was looking for, as Heine will strike out on an 0-3 count. This will bring up Merrick. Or maybe Merrick Moyer. It was Brody Sanderson last time. So this will be number 17 as we have a pinch hitter. This is
Brody Sanderson.
So it is going to be again Brody Sanderson. So I didn't write down his number from last time. So this is Brody Sanderson. This will be his second at-bat of the night. He came in for Merrick Moyer, as Moyer just had the 1 at-bat of a walk. And then Brody Sanderson came in. So his second at-bat of the night. Back-to-back strikes. Sanderson got caught looking both times. 0-2 count, 1 strike away, and South Hardin will walk out with a win tonight here in Eldora. And it's off to the left, called for ball 1. 1-2 count. 2 down, just the 1 out left for the Tigers to walk out of here with an important conference win. Swing and a miss, caught for a strike 3. It was a foul tip, but it was caught by the catcher of Carpenter, as that is Anderson's second strikeout, and that ends the night. It'll be a final score of 9-0. South Hardin walks out with an important NICL conference win, improving their conference record to 8-4, 17-6 overall on this very good Tiger season so far, as they defend their home diamond tonight here in Eldora. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up here for you here from Eldora on 92.9 FM and Radio on the Go Sports on YouTube.
From their meat counter to the produce section to the bakery, your Eldora Hy-Vee store offers you the best selection of high-quality grocery items. You'll find everything you need for your family, and you'll save money too. Check out the Eldora Hy-Vee store's weekly specials and fuel saver items that save you money not only at the checkout counter, but at the gas pump as well. And if you're hungry, well, there's always something good cooking in the deli at your Eldora Hy-Vee store, where there's large town variety and small town friendliness.
Well, we're wrapping it all up for you here from Eldora. South Hardin gets an important win. Now, they were the favorites tonight, and this was kind of the expected result, you would say, for South Hardin. But this was an important game. This conference record was very close with Denver and South Hardin. Coming into this game, South Hardin at 7-4 in conference, Denver at 6-5. So if South Hardin dropped this game, Denver and South Hardin would be tied in that conference record, and Denver could have potentially jumped South Hardin pretty easily going in the back end of the season. So this was an important win for South Hardin to get that done. So they improved to 8-4, kind of give themselves a little bit more cushion in that conference record. This is a very good conference, though, of course, as we follow a lot of NICL conference teams along the likes of Grundy Center, Glabrick-Rhinebeck, East Marshall, AGWSR is also thrown in there. Wapsie Valley is very good, Dyke New Hartford. And if you were with us potentially for Grundy Center, Glabrick-Rhinebeck, that Glabrick-Rhinebeck upset win, that proved to really be a costly loss for Grundy Center. They were at the top of this conference, but with that loss to Glabrick-Rhinebeck, they have dropped from first to third in this conference, and Dyke New Hartford takes over that top spot at 10-2, and Wapsie Valley currently in second at 9-2 in conference records. So this could have very easily been a situation where Grundy Center lost to Glabrick-Rhinebeck, same like South Hardin could have potentially lost to Denver tonight. It could have easily been one of those cases, but South Hardin took care of business tonight, and they improved to 8-4. That will definitely increase their chances of trying to jump Union Community for fourth place in this NICL conference, and they're not too far behind Grundy Center either, 10-3 versus 8-4. If South Hardin finishes strong in the conference record department, they can find themselves maybe in the conversation of a top 3 finish in the NICL conference if they win out and some things go their way. They'll have some tough games down the road against Dyke New Hartford. That will be their next game. That will be next week, actually. I believe that will be Monday. Yes, Monday against Dyke New Hartford. Then they'll have a game Tuesday against Collins Maxwell, and then I believe a game Friday against Sumner Fredericksburg, as that will be their sub-state game, actually. Sorry, that's their sub-state matchup against Sumner Fredericksburg. That will be this next Friday at 7 o'clock, as South Hardin will prepare for that. So 3 regular season matchups left on their schedule before they start. Or 2, no, sorry, that includes Denver. So 2 regular season matchups. Dyke New Hartford and Collins Maxwell will end their regular season, and then sub-state will be this upcoming Friday for South Hardin. Best of luck to the Tigers on that matchup. I believe they'll be back here at home. Yes, they will here in Eldora. But an important win tonight for South Hardin. Good performances from Casey Williamson at the mound tonight. Also in the hitting performance with a 2 RBI triple and a 2-run home run for Preston Dolash. Really got things started for South Hardin in the first inning. Didn't find too much success from that point until the 6th inning. Able to put down a lot of runs after the double of Bo Carpenter, the single, and then some infield errors. Were able to score quite a bit of runs, and RBI credited to Peyton Welch, and they were able to get 4 runs total in that 6th inning after some infield errors and some stolen bases and wild pitches. Were able to get some guys home for South Hardin as they walk out of here with a 9-0 victory over Denver. That'll do it for us here tonight. Go watch some United States World Cup soccer. That's what I'll be doing once I get home. Root on the USA. Hopefully we can have a great run towards potentially a quarterfinal, maybe semifinal visit if we're lucky, but we'll have to see how the tournament ends up for us. But go USA tonight against Turkey. That'll be starting up at 9 o'clock, so that'll be getting underway very soon. But enjoy the rest of your evening. I'll be back with you tomorrow here on 92.9 FM for my afternoon shift, and then we'll have some softball for you tomorrow as well with, I believe, Colonesco and North Tama. That will be tomorrow here on, or I believe that's actually over on YouTube on our website at kdao.com. That'll be tomorrow for North Tama softball. So enjoy your night, and I'll be with you tomorrow, and that's all we have here from Eldora, and as we say goodnight with a 9-0 victory for South Hardin. See you tomorrow here on KDAO.
Tonight's game was made possible by Hardin County Savings Bank, Hanson Family Hospital, D&B Agro Systems, Ellsworth Community College, J&T Plumbing and Heating, Eldora Hy-Vee. This has been a special sports presentation of KDAO.